first to Zimbabwe and a desperate step in the fight for survival. These bodies are of the most recent victims of a war which has cost the lives of over 170 people. This is Zimbabwe, and these are some of the frontline troops in that war, but they aren't conventional soldiers. They all work for Zimbabwe's Department of National Parks and Wildlife Management. And they're not hunting terrorists, but men prepared to kill for quite another reason. To get something worth more than its weight in gold. They're hunting poachers. Poachers are usually associated with the African elephant, but those active in Zimbabwe are mainly interested in another species, in far more danger of extinction than that. They're hunting down the last of Africa's black rhino, whose horn attracts incredibly high prices because of its supposed medicinal properties. Dick Pittman, chairman of the Zambezi Society, has been charting the rapid decline of the rhino population.
If you consider that we probably had something like 1,500 to 2,000 black rhino in 1984, and we're probably down to 300 and something throughout the country now, of which probably 200 are on private land and 100 are left in the Parks and Wildlife Estate. I think that's pretty desperate.
But now an ambitious program has been launched to help counter the problem. As many rhino as possible are being moved to so-called intensive protection zones, where it will be easier to ensure their safety. But immobilizing and translocating a rhino is difficult and can be traumatic for the animal. Fortunately, this team have become so skillful that what often took over 3 hours now usually takes about 3.5 minutes. The first task is to immobilize the animal with a tranquilizer dart. Then the ground team can move in. After the anti-poaching patrols, moving rhinos to IPZs is the second part of Zimbabwe's rhino conservation strategy. Here, vet Mark Atkinson gives the rhino another shot before the team implement the third part of the strategy, making the animal less attractive to poachers. And as it's turned out, there's only one way to do that. The team leader, Michael Koch, dehorns the animal. It seems a cruel thing to do, but it's proved vital if more rhino are to be saved.
We don't want to dehorn, but we have no choice in the sense that we are losing animals. We were losing animals before dehorning at a rate of at least once a week. Now, after dehorning, we're still losing dehorned animals, but the rates dropped dramatically.
In 1992, Dr. Koch's team successfully immobilized and dehorned 69 rhinos. This operation is one of the most extensive in Africa, but it depends largely on continuing government support. With a struggling economy, that support is sometimes in doubt. The antidote to the tranquilizer is administered as soon as possible to reduce the trauma to the rhino. Heart failure is a possibility that can't be ignored. Michael Koch wakes the rhino up by pouring water into its ear. Now the animal can be walked into the crate in which it will make the next stage of its journey. This is a nervous moment for the whole team. Everyone can relax now, except that the toughest part of the job comes next. The crate, now very heavy, has to be manhandled onto the back of the truck. This rhino is going to a protection zone in Matusadona National Park. But first, it's likely to spend some time in bomas or fenced enclosures to give it a chance to adjust.
It goes to Matusadona.
Straight away on the road?
Yeah, it'll get there about 5 this afternoon and be offloaded into some bomas. Stay in the bomas maybe 2-3 weeks. Then we'll put a radio collar on and then release them into the IPZ.
These intensive protected zones have put Zimbabwe at the forefront of efforts to save the black rhino from extinction at the hands of poachers. But while rhino horn, despite an international ban, continues to attract prices sometimes reaching tens of thousands of dollars per kilo, the daily struggle to protect the species will continue. Today, 2 more animals are being loaded onto the ferry which will take them to relative safety on the far side of Lake Kariga. But can this operation really succeed? We asked local landowner Peter Seymour Smith for his assessment.
I believe that the Department of National Parks' new policy of these intensive protected zones is the answer, and if they are implemented properly, I'm sure it'll stop the decline of the rhino population.
Let's hope that's true. Otherwise, by the beginning of the next century, these magnificent animals will have completely disappeared.